Hi, thank you for coming and joining me today at Happy Life, Better Life. And today this topic is about, it's actually the fourth video in a series called the Divorce Emergency Survival Kit. And today's chapter for us is called Who's Got You? Who's Got You? And this is important because, listen, when we're going through tough times, we need to know who has our back. When you're going through difficult times, you need to know who's got you, okay? And I have 3 points that I'm going to be making today. Number one, your support system may look different. It may look different than what it used to be before. Sometimes when things come and there's transition in our lives, the people that show up for us might not always be the people we expected, you know? Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. So we're gonna look at that and see that, that's okay. Those transitions are okay. The second point is say yes to the help. Say yes right now, just say it, say yes. Practicing saying yes. Even if you hate asking for help, because I know a lot of us do. I know that at times I hate asking for help. I don't mind being the person coming to help other people, but when I'm the person that is in need, sometimes that's just a challenge for me. But I'm telling you, when I had to go through this myself, I had to learn how to overcome that, okay? And the third point we're gonna make is build a village that you wish you had. Build the village that you wish you had. And then at the end, we're just gonna go over some 3 reflective questions, just things I want you to think about and answer for yourself. So I'm going to start by saying, sharing my little testimony. When I initially, let me just say when my marriage initially fell apart, I remember that day. It always sticks out in my mind. It was a very hard day. It was a very difficult day. It was a very challenging day. I didn't expect things to go the way that they went that particular day. But one of the things I remember most is when my father and his brother, my uncle, came to get me. That the moment I laid eyes on my dad, I just started bawling. I was just like a little girl. I was just crying. I was just heartbroken. And I still didn't know exactly what was going to transpire at that time. I didn't know that that was going to be the last day that I lived with my ex, but I remember when we were leaving my home at that time, I remember my father said to me, whatever my ex had said to him or whatever was being said, I just remember my father said to me, it's over, it's over, it's over. And when he said that, it was like I just knew. And I know not everybody has a father, not everybody has the greatest support system. Listen, when I was growing up, there was a huge part of my life when my father wasn't even in my life. And he didn't come into my life until after I was married and when I was having my first child. We had an initial wedding where it was just us and immediate family. Then 2 years later, we had another wedding. My father was not at either of those. So I would not have expected him to be the person who was there for me in that moment, but he was, So saying that, and I'm going to be looking at my notes too and referring to them because I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. So building and leaning on and redefining your support system is something that we all have to go through. When everything hits the fan, the first question is, it isn't always rather, what now? It's who's got me? Who's got me, okay? In the middle of unraveling routines and shattered expectations and heavy emotions, we realize just how much we need those support systems in our lives, okay? So right now today, we're just talking about strengthening your circle, seeking the help that you need, and not having guilt about it. You shouldn't feel bad because you need someone to lean on in this time, okay? So don't feel bad about that. Give yourself permission to need help. Give yourself permission to express it. Express that you need help. So our first point is your support system might look different now, and that's okay. Some people vanish, some people show up. Divorce is like shaking a snow globe, okay? And all at once, things just kind of swirl around, you know, before it settles. So that's how your life may be feeling right now. Like somebody has just shaken your life up and everything's swirling around, but eventually it will settle down, okay? Longtime friends may take sides or disappear altogether. Family members have loud opinions, but sometimes little action. Unexpected folks become your ride or die. That can happen. One of the things I was most grateful for was the friends that made me laugh. And I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I needed to be able to look at things and to just know that I was going to survive it, okay? So let go of the idea that support must come from specific people. Open your heart to fresh connections, new sisterhoods or brotherhoods, and even professional allies like therapy and coaches and spiritual mentors. It's not a betrayal to receive love from new spaces. It's just growth, okay? Our second point, say yes to help. Even if you hate asking, say yes. If somebody offers to take the kids, if somebody offers to take you to dinner or to lunch or whatever, I mean, as long as these are not people who were escalating things and exasperating things, say yes. Just go for it. Enjoy yourself, okay? If you can at that time, because it is a tumultuous time, but sometimes it's good just to step away from the norm. It's good to step away from the noise, okay? Let people bring you meals. Let your cousin take the kids for a few hours. Let your coworker help you with a resume, or your friends send you a Venmo for groceries. Sometimes we get so proud, but you got to think of that TLC song, I Ain't Too Proud to Beg. She might have been talking about something else. They were talking about something else. But just the same, don't be too proud. Don't be too proud to ask, okay? These are acts of love and kindness, and let yourself just receive it. Just receive it, okay? Don't beat yourself up about it, okay? Don't feel like, oh, woe is me, okay? Just be grateful, be happy, because you have people who are offering the help, okay? And if your people are sparse right now, start where you are. Try to find support groups, meetups, communities, or local circles for people going through what you're going through. A therapist or a life coach who truly sees you, you know? So not all therapists are great. Some are not good. Some are not good. So you might have to, you know, go through one or two before you find the right one for you. But don't give up, okay? Be intentional about the kind of community that you want around you. That's where we're going to next. Build the village you wish you had, okay? Build the village you wish you had. Sometimes the village isn't just there. We have to create it, okay? Start with one or two trusted people and branch out. This is the moment to reconnect with old friends you might have lost touch with, to say yes to the neighbor who always checks in, join a divorce support group on Facebook or something. You get to be intentional about the kind of community that you want for yourself and around you, but choose people who are honest, not harsh, but honest, who are supportive, but not smothering, empathetic, but not enabling. You don't want to be just talking negative. And one thing I want to say to you to do, if you have children, whether they are young or whether they are grown, do not spill all your frustration or sadness onto your children. You know, a lot of people don't think about it, but it is a time to be strong, okay? It is a time to be fixed, not to give in to our emotions, because your emotions are going to feel all over the place. That's just the truth of the matter, okay? But you don't want to spew negativity into your children, because they already will feel like their world is coming apart. And even for adult children that I've known who've gone through, you know, seeing their parents divorce, it was just as earth-shattering for them as it was for teenagers and children. Sometimes they are even more so hurt because it's like it's all they've known, you know? You were the stability for them. So in these moments, also just, like I say, find your community where it is. It might be your toddler offering you a soggy Cheerio. It might be the dog looking at you, laying his head on you while you are sobbing into your ice cream and being pitiful, and he's just there to comfort you, to say, I don't know what's going on, but I'm here. It could be support in ways that we don't often think of, but still it's support, okay? And how many people have emotional, I forget what they call them, but they're animals that are for emotional support, you know? So sometimes a dog is a huge, huge, huge help in the midst of, you know, these transitions and changes. So 3 things that I want you to reflect on. Number 1, who in my life do I feel safe being honest with right now? Who do you feel safe being honest with? Who can you talk to? You know, who is someone who can handle your indifference, your crying, your emotional, you know, upheaval, and not look down on you and not see you differently? I have a friend like that. I have a cousin like that, you know, and they were my support system during that time. And I was so grateful, just so grateful for them. I had one person, and that would be my cousin, who was very honest. And I always remember this, and I probably said this in another video. I remember she said to me, well, you've been praying for a long time, and I know that this wasn't the answer you were looking for, but it is an answer. It is an answer. That's what she said, and she was correct. But yeah, that wasn't the answer I was looking for, but it was an answer. So she was, like I say, she was correct. And then I had another friend who, her name was Lisa, and I could just say the most random things, you know, that when I was going through my transition, and I was sort of, I was down on love for the first 3-4 years or so. Then I kind of got out there a bit, and there was a time when I was just kind of like out there dating, you know, and she could handle my specialness, you know, and she didn't look at me different, even though I wasn't the same person I had always been. And I thank God that she was able to be a friend to me when I was in that rough place, that those years of not really knowing who I was and finding out who I was, not as a wife, not as a mother, but just as me, you know. So, one small ask for help that you can do this week. What's one small ask for help that you can do this week, even if it feels awkward? The last question is, what kind of support do you need most right now? Emotional, practical, spiritual. Where can I begin to look for it? What kind of help do I need right now? And where can I begin to look for it? So those are my points for today. I'm hoping that you got something out of this. I want to encourage you to hang on in there. I want to encourage you to keep pressing forward and know that even if it's a little special right now, it's not going to be this way always, okay? I promise it's not going to be this way always. So from me to you, you know I want you to live a happy life and a better life. And that is our fourth video today. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment if you have found any help in this video. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.